So the last image that I produced in the series of images that I explained in my Charles March video was this one. Now I found that the closer you look at it, the more colours that you can see, because it's not 100% black and white. In the background, on the trees itself mainly, there's this kind of blue-green / red tint to it. I really thought that made the image like really stand out. So it wasn't just black and white, it had tone to it, but it was very subtle, it wasn't in your face tone. So I thought, what would happen if I enhanced this and made it the focal point of the images, basically. So what I did is I took my 3 images, I took the main one, I took one that had a lot of different like movement, like textures, different angles, something really interesting for the eye to look at, and I basically completely changed it up. I added the effect where it shifted the colours, so we had the blue and we had the red, so that kind of old-fashioned 3D sort of style. I did it with the first one and I thought, wow, this looked brilliant, so I did it with the other 2 images. It didn't really work as well on the other 2 images, but I've still put them in my sketchbook as an example. Yeah, it just, looking at these images right now, I can just look at them and there's just something very mysterious about them and very hidden. So this was the first one I did. It's the wooded area, it's got the angles of the trees, it's got the leaves in the background, and I like the way it goes from dark at the bottom to the lighter at the top where the sun and the light's coming through. The other 2 images, this was the next one I did with the bluebells. Yeah, it still looks great. I like the way that it makes the flowers in the beginning, in the front, actually kind of give this kind of eerie effect, like it's a figure in itself. And then the final one was the pond. Unfortunately, this one I just feel was just too dark and it just didn't pick out as much detail as I thought it would, but I still gave it a go. Yeah, I liked the effect so much that it gave, but I want to create this myself. Like, I don't want this to be somebody else's edit, basically, somebody else's program. So, I decided that I wanted to screen print it. So I went to the print studio, I got my image printed onto a silk screen. I obviously had to bitmap it, so it was obviously lots of different dots, and I screen printed it. I done the first one in, I think I did red first, and then I shifted it over about ½ centimetre, and then I pulled through the blue, and I'm in love with the turnout of it. Like, it looks brilliant. Like, I've never seen anything like it before. Before I show you the image, I'll show you the image and then I'll back away from the camera and then show you the effect. Hopefully the effect that it gives will come off on camera as well as it does in person. So here's the image. It's kind of a bit blurry because it can't quite focus on it, but you can see if I get in really close, you can see the blue and you can see the red, and just the way I've layered it. So obviously you can see that there's the red edge there and the blue edge on the other side where it's been layered. It's more easier to see that I've layered it here. And then I've noticed as you get further away, the colours merge together to form this purple colour. And it's quite a weird image. I find that the way it's been produced is really funny, because what happens is, when you're in person, the further away you get from the image, the more clearer it is, but then as you get closer, your eyes can't quite focus on the image properly, and obviously then as soon as you start noticing the shift in the colours, it just sends like this massive optical illusion. And this was 100% by accident, and I really love the way that I feel like I've discovered something that I'm just going to continue to use, because why not? Because why not? I wanted to see if this effect would continue with other colours. I know that this sort of effect is typical in the old-fashioned like 3D films where you have the red and blue glasses on. So I thought, right, this is a primary colour. I want to see if it'll do it with a secondary colour as well. So the next image I produced, I didn't use the original images. I just took one that I had just lying around that I'd taken. Also on my phone, so it was the same sort of quality, but I wanted this to be slightly different. I wanted some man-made structures, I wanted more shadows, more light, a different atmosphere to see if the same thing would happen. So on this one I printed it in secondary colours. I did green and purple. I think the effect works still, but I think the gap that I moved the paper over when I pulled through the second layer, I think I left the gap too big, which is why the effect doesn't work as well as this one did. Also, when I printed it onto the screen, the effect that I used to bitmap it, I didn't use the bitmap tool, I used the Pixelate this time, and it seems to have given like a different effect, and I'm not sure whether I like it or not. This is my second image. So this is the green and the purple. As I get closer, you can see the dots are slightly different and they're at a different angle. And you can see that the paper's been moved way too much, because you can see here that the gap is just really big. Like this one here, they don't even cross over. I would have preferred the colour, everything to overlap when I printed it. But the detail around here on the stage area, because this was a backstage image where the lighting rigs are here and the sound rigs, I find that the detail that's come out here is quite good considering the dots on this one are rather large. But like I said, it's the same process. The closer up you get, the more blurred it is, and the further away you get, the more of the image you see. But this one kind of gives a black and white image look. The further away you get, the more solid it looks. And I would really like to try this effect again, but this time using one primary and one secondary. So I think I'm going to try blue and orange when I next get the chance to go in there. Experimenting with colours is different than obviously experimenting with the black and white and then the coloured images. So the actual fact that I'm turning the entirety of the image into a colour is once again just giving off something a little bit different and a different presence in the image.